Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. I want you to continue in your packet, if you have it, in lesson 9-3. That looks just like this in your packet. If you don't have it, you can print it out or write it on a separate sheet of paper. The link will be on Canvas. And what you're going to need are these graphs. So normally I would have put them up around the classroom. So they'll be on Canvas. You don't need to print these graphs out. You can just look at them as you go. And I'm going to do a couple of these with you, and then I want you to do the rest on your own for your activity for today. So we have a few things that we're going to be looking at. We're going to classify the turning point as a maximum or a minimum. We're also going to state the vertex or the turning point. Remember, the turning point and the vertex are the same. I use two different words in this chart just so you can get used to them. But it's the same exact thing. Classify the vertex as a maximum or minimum, or classify the turning point. Same thing. Then we're going to state the interval where the function is increasing, and we are going to state the interval where the function is decreasing. So let's get right to it. So let's look at number 1. Let's first find our turning point. So here it is. Our vertex or our turning point is actually 0, 0. Is it a maximum or a minimum? Is it the highest or lowest point on the graph? Well, it is the lowest point on the graph, so it is a minimum. So let's fill those two things in. Okay. Now we need to state the interval where the function is increasing. So let's go back. And let's see, where is it increasing? Well, it's increasing in this section that I just highlighted in orange. Okay, we want to give our x values. So it's increasing when x is 0, when x is 1, when x is 2, and so on, all the way to the right. So it's increasing when x is greater than 0. So let's fill that in. Okay, and now where is it decreasing? Well, let's look. It is decreasing in this section. I'm going to highlight it in green. It's decreasing here. So what are the x values? Well, it's decreasing -1, -2, -3, all the way up to 0. So it's decreasing when x is less than 0. Okay, let's look at number 2. Okay, so here we have our vertex or our turning point. Okay, is it a maximum or a minimum? Is it the highest or lowest? Well, it's the highest point on the graph, so it is going to be a maximum. And actually the vertex, again, like number 1, is at 0, 0. So let's fill that in. And let's see, where is the function increasing? Where is the function going up? Well, it's going up here. And the reason it's going up here, the best way I can think about it is what I said yesterday. Put yourself in a roller coaster or a car that's going up this hill. Aren't you going up if you're going from here to here? I'm increasing. When I'm increasing, I'm going up the hill. So I'm increasing in this orange, and then let's talk about where I would be decreasing. That would be where my roller coaster or my car would be going down the hill. That would be here. Picture yourself in a roller coaster car here. Well, I sure am going down. Okay, so I'm increasing in the orange, decreasing in the green. I'm increasing in the orange in this section. I think usually we can highlight where it is, but it's hard sometimes to write it in the correct notation. We're increasing when x is 0 and anything less than 0. So we're increasing when x is less than 0. And then I'll write it in the chart in a second. And then let's talk about where we are decreasing. Well, we're decreasing in this green section from 0 and then all the way to the right. So we are decreasing when x is greater than 0. So let's go fill that in. We're increasing when x is less than 0. We are decreasing when x is greater than 0. Okay, let's do another one together. Let's look at number 3. Okay, so let's find our vertex. It's right here. Okay, so this vertex is 1, 2. Okay, where are we increasing here? We are increasing in this section. Again, if I was on a roller coaster, I'd be going up at this point. And then where are we decreasing? We are decreasing in this section. Okay, if I was on a roller coaster, I'd be going down in the green section. Okay, so let's think about how we would write that. Actually, let's draw in some boundaries. Meaning, let's just talk about, so this that I just boxed off, that's the increasing section. It is increasing when x is 1 and anything less than 1. So it's increasing when x is less than 1. Remember, we want to give our x values for this when this is happening. And now let's talk about when it's decreasing. Well, here's my decreasing section. Starts when x is 1 and goes on to the right. So x is greater than 1. As I said, I know it's the hardest part is actually filling out the correct notation. So I'll do one more with you and then I'm going to have you try think the rest on your own. Let's go fill this in. Okay, so we said the turning point or the vertex in number 3 was a maximum. Okay, the ordered pair was 1, 2. And it was increasing when x is less than 1, and it is decreasing when x is greater than 1. Okay, let's take a look. So here we have another one. Let's highlight the vertex here. So that is the point 4, 1. Okay, let's highlight where we are increasing. Where am I going up? I'm going up here. Where am I going down? That's where I'm decreasing. I'm going down here. So our vertex is a minimum. And let's talk, why don't you pause the video for a second before I give you the answer? Why don't you try to come up with the intervals where I'm increasing and where I'm decreasing? Okay, so I'm increasing in this orange section. So that starts here and goes all the way to the right. So I'm increasing, starting at x is 4 and going all the way to the right. So I'm increasing when x is greater than 4. Well, let's talk about where I'm decreasing. Decreasing in this section. Again, starting at x is 4, but going to the left. So x is less than 4 is where I am decreasing. All right, so we said that number 4 is a minimum. The vertex is 4, 1. I am increasing when x is greater than 4 and decreasing when x is less than 4. Okay. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to pause right now, try number 5 all on your own, and then I'm going to go over it.